and thanks for tuning in once again. I'm Bill, your host, with another episode for you of Umpteenth Time Hearing. Hoping that as I build this collection of some lesser-known songs lesser known either here in America or lesser known across the pond in England and Europe, or just generally lesser known. But hoping that as I build this catalog, it gives you a chance to discover new artists here and there, or perhaps just remind you of a song or an artist that you hadn't thought of in decades. Since most of these songs are from the 1980s, a little bit here, once a way or the other. Either already has happened, I've gotten one in the 70s, and I think I've got one in the 90s coming. But it's just generally the era where I knew this type of music and thought it'd be fun to put out this collection of music to see how people would respond to discovering, hopefully, artists that they hadn't heard of before. And now I'm kicking off this week a series of 5 weeks of music that is designed to lead up to Halloween. So I'm not talking about songs that are specifically about Halloween or about Halloween creatures. I'm not going to play the Monster Mash. But I'm just looking for songs that have kind of that eerie, Halloweenish vibe to them. And so all the artists for this series are from England, as it happens. They're all Brits. It's nothing to do with saying that creepy music comes from England or anything ridiculous like that. Just happens to be the artists that I picked off of the list that I had, and those that had songs that fit the vibe that I was going for in this series. And I'm starting right off here with one of the artists that's quite well known over in England and other parts of Europe, perhaps Australia as well. Lesser known here in America, unless you were into the college music scene or the alt music scene of that era, and that is Echo and the Bunnymen, with their most well-known song, really, The Killing Moon, off of their third album, Ocean Rain. Now, when I had Echo and the Bunnymen on my list of one of the artists I was thinking I would put on the program, although I wasn't sure because they were a bit more mainstream, at least in England, more well-known, but still I thought worth adding. And I was planning on using the title track from Ocean Rain, which is the last song on that album. It's a slower, mellower song, and even though, as I've mentioned before, I'm not a musicologist and I don't really have any innate musical talent, but I remember thinking even back in college, and I still think it's true now, that song, Ocean Rain, a really great acoustic remake would be just a vocalist and a cellist. So if you're familiar with the song, or if you're not, check it out, and then let me know what you think in those comments below. Now, Echo and the Bunnymen themselves formed in the late 70s on the heels of the punk movement. After the sort of anger and tear this place down of the Sex Pistols and the Clash, the next movement of music out of England was called the post-punk music era. That featured the Smiths, the Cure, Susie and the Banshees, and Echo and the Bunnymen. They released their first album in 1980, Crocodile. And as I mentioned, The Killing Moon is from their third, Ocean Rain. And I actually saw them in concert on tour for their fourth self-titled album in 1988. I gotta say, I was a bit disappointed. Not so much just with Echo and the Bunnymen, but just in terms of maybe I had really high expectations for the show, because it was a 3-band show: Gene Loves Jezebel, New Order, and Echo and the Bunnymen. Now, I really didn't know much about Gene Loves Jezebel. I'd heard the name, maybe heard a couple songs, but New Order I certainly knew and had high expectations. And the audio, the instrumentation, and the lighting show was really excellent, but they just didn't have too much of stage presence. It was they were tied to their instruments, it kind of seemed. And Echo and the Bunnymen, this was, as I said, 1988, and that was the same year that Ian McCulloch, the lead singer, left the band to pursue a solo career. And I almost feel like you could kind of see it in the performance. It was a good show. I've seen worse, I've seen better, but I wouldn't say it was better than just a good show. And given the expectations I had when I went in, I gotta say, kind of disappointed, unfortunately. So, as I said there, Ian McCulloch left the band in '88 to pursue a solo career, and he actually thought that, as a result, that would be the end of Echo and the Bunnymen. The rest of the band kept performing under that same name, and which led him to refer to them as Echo and the Bogus Men. Bit of a rift there. They patched that up, and he actually rejoined the band in '96. There have, of course, been other lineup changes. I mean, it has been about 45 years now since the formation of the band. They've actually had 3 former members pass away in that time. And they're still sporadically recording music and touring. There's some information about tours on their website that I'll get to in a minute. But if you're new here, Speaking of their official website, that's included in the top pinned comment below, as are the lyrics to the song we're about to hear. While you're down there, don't forget to click on that subscribe button and the like button. Ring that notifications bell if you want to hear about upcoming shows. I encourage you to take a look at the catalog that I've accumulated so far to see if there's any other artists you might be interested in. And as always, appreciate any comments you have. But for now, let's not wait any longer. Let's get right into it. This is Echo and the Bunnymen with The Killing Moon. Enjoy. And there you have it, folks. Echo the Bunnymen with The Killing Moon off of Ocean Rain, what many critics consider to be the best song they've ever written. It's a song that lead singer Ian McCulloch himself has described as having written after waking up with that classic line, "Fate up against your will," in his head when he woke up. Says the only time it's ever happened. He certainly considers it to be their best song. He actually thinks it's unmatched by, unlike at least any other song by any other artist. It is certainly a classic of theirs by all definitions, as I said. And if you'd like to learn more about Echo and the Bunnymen, as I mentioned earlier in the program, their official website is in the top pinned comment below. You may need to use a little bit of judgment and attention to detail as you're reading their website. I did notice that right in the front page there, or the home page, I should say, when they're talking about an upcoming show in California on November 17th, right below it says tickets go on sale November 22nd. Oops. If you click the button for more information, that's corrected to the fact that they went on sale on September 22nd, but maybe pay a little bit of attention when you're reading through their website. On the other hand, there's another one that I just found off of a link on the Wikipedia page that I was looking at. Looked at it more. It's from Villiers Terrace. It's described as the ultimate Echo and the Bunnymen resource, fan site that really does look like it has a lot of great information on it from what I've dug into so far. And then also, I wanted to give a shout out to DexBam at DexBam Remastering. They are the ones who posted this video that we just watched. Really outstanding lighting, excellent camera work, top-notch sound quality. Was really a gem to find and wanted to give them a shout out. So you should take a look at their site if you're interested in that more technical aspect of things. I always like to end these programs by ending sort of a broad general question, and the obvious one in this case would be, what is your favorite sort of creepy song? I'm not looking for necessarily something that's about Halloween and monsters or creepy, something that's a little bit more jingly. I mean, I mentioned, Monster Mash earlier, not the kind of vibe that I'm talking about here. I mean, I suppose The Doors' People Are Strange, which was actually covered by Echo and the Bunnymen, that might qualify, but it's a little bit up-tempo-ish. Not quite up-tempo, but you get what I'm saying. Maybe it'd qualify. But anyway, what's your choice? Let me know. Write it down in the comments below, and while you're down there, don't forget to click on that like button, subscribe, that button. Ring that notification bell if you want to hear about upcoming shows. I'm doing a wide variety of artists in general. There's going to be a bit sort of a theme for the next few weeks with these Halloween-ish type of music, all out of England as it happens, so there'll be some similarities. But in general, I'm looking for a broad cross-spectrum of music from week to week. So take a look at the catalog music I've got. Please do let me know what you think of the show in the comments below. For now, though, that wraps things up. Thanks so much for watching. As always, may the best of your past be the worst of your future. Thanks so much for watching, and have yourselves a great rest of the day. Bye now.
All hands on deck at dawn.